So today we're going to take a look at what's going to happen if the Spanish try to form an empire in the modern day. This video is going to be very unrealistic. All the events that are going to happen are purely fictional. But yeah, let's look at who they're going to be declaring war on, how these guys are going to expand and all those other stuff. But before we get into this video, first of all, I want to mention that all major alliances like NATO, CSTO, the EU or the UN, they do not exist in my videos. If they would exist, they would not let these countries to expand. Also, subscribe to the second channel and to the main channel. On the second channel, I'm uploading Age of History 3 videos. Join the Discord server via the link in the description. But yeah, now let's get right into the video. Okay, so Spain right here, it has a pretty good military, it has a lot of population, and it's one of the strongest countries in Europe. Not the strongest, but you know, it's one of them. So yeah, an expansion for Spain is going to be not so hard, especially with the history that they have. They had a lot of potential, guys. It was kind of like this. But yeah, what matters is the fact that the Spanish are going to have to expand in the modern day. So let's leave all that history stuff. The first thing that the Spanish are going to do is basically they're going to start to work on their military. They're going to be raising their army, importing new weapons and stuff, you know, make it better. And yeah, I would say that a few years after this militarization process, well, the first country that they want to take out is going to be Portugal. And this one is for obvious reasons, you know, pretty weak. It would look a lot better if the Iberian Peninsula was united. So yeah, now let's see. We can see that the Spanish troops now push into Portugal. They push in from the northern parts. The Portuguese are able to hold them back, but not too well. We can see that the Spanish start another push from the south, where they now push towards the capital city of Lisbon. But somehow the Portuguese also managed to make their own push into Spain. And I don't know what they're thinking. Maybe they would want to get to the capital of Madrid, but this was not a good decision. The Portuguese should have just defended their country, especially their capital city, which now fell. The Spanish are now in control of Lisbon and all the areas around. After which, and eventually this army also goes ahead and surrenders. And in a peace negotiation, we can see that all of Portugal got completely annexed by the Spanish Empire. Pretty much Portugal was the first country that they took out. We're gonna pretend that the United States is helping out Spain, even though this is not possible. If Spain were to start expanding like this, why the heck would the US help? But we're just gonna pretend that they're helping. This is of course a fictional scenario, so yeah. And with the help from the United States, the Spanish continue their military expansion, making their navy better as well as their military. Both are doing great, and a few more years go by after the Portuguese invasion, and the Spanish want to continue their expansion journey purely for expansion purposes. After a few years, we can see that they declare war on Morocco. So yeah, now let's see. We can see that the Spanish make a naval landing in Morocco, and they start to push in. Eventually, we can see that they take control of the entire northern coastline. Things are going great for the Spanish army, and yeah, they continue their push. Now they start to push down the coast, but the Moroccans have now mobilized their entire army. This army starts to push back the Spanish, although not in a very great way. This was all that they could do. More Spanish troops arrive on the front lines, and with these new troops, we can see that the Spanish continue their push. Eventually, we can see that they get to the capital city of Rabat. Unfortunately for the Moroccans, the capital city fell. These troops continue their push, making a spearhead down here. This army is stuck now, and so the remaining parts of the country surrender. Eventually, at some point, Western Sahara submits, and all that is left is this army, which has no hope of fighting back the Spanish. And so eventually, they all come down to a peace agreement. And now let's take a look at that. And a very interesting looking peace agreement. Maybe you guys were thinking that the Spanish would give some land to the remaining army of Morocco, but nope, it's Spain, and they take everything. So yeah, this invasion was a complete success. The Spanish morale is at its all-time highest because they have won both these wars. As of right now, they only border France here, which they can't take out by themselves, so they're just gonna wait out for now. And instead of that, they now want to have some colonies, or even if it's one colony, then they want a colony. They turn their gaze towards South America, where now we can see that they declare war on Colombia, and things are not looking good for Colombia, as I don't know if they would be able to defend themselves here. So let's see. The Spanish make a naval landing in the northern parts of Colombia, and they now start to push around. By the way, the Spanish army is now way better than it was before, at least when they started these campaigns. This tip surrenders, and a combined Spanish army now pushes down, securing all of these regions in the process. The Colombians are of course unable to push these guys back, and you know, there are some people in Colombia who support the Spanish Empire taking over their country, I guess. That is 100% fake, but yeah, the Colombians are unable to push these guys back as they are heavily outnumbered. Eventually, one army is now pushing down towards the capital city, but because the Colombians lost pretty much most of their army, and after knowing that the Spanish don't want all of of Colombia, we can see that the remaining parts of Colombia go ahead and surrender. Another decisive victory for the Spanish Empire. So now let's take a look at a peace negotiation. And well, in a peace negotiation, we can see that all of the northern parts of Colombia were completely annexed. The remaining country is now a vassal state to the Spanish Empire. Another decisive victory. The Spanish sent an ultimatum to Panama, demanding their annexation. Panama had to accept the ultimatum as they saw what happened to Colombia. This is what the Spanish Empire looks like right now. But now they're going to be focusing on Europe again, where, as previously I had said, they only border France here, but they couldn't possibly take out France on their own. So they were able to drag some countries in to form a coalition against France. Now, once again, unrealistic, but yeah, the Spanish declare war on France, but they're not the only ones declaring war on these guys, as that would be a stupid decision. They were somehow able to bring in the United Kingdom, Italy, as well as Germany. And yeah, France is cooked. But okay, let's see. Well, to start things off, we can see that the Spanish now push into France. They cross the Pyrenees and they start to push into the southern parts of France, securing some regions. The Germans also start to push in, securing a lot of regions up here. And we can see that the Italians also push in. The French government is panicking right now. They really don't know what happened here. They don't even know what they can do. They didn't even get the time to realize what's going on. As we can see that in the southern parts, the Spanish push in, eventually cutting off the French from the Mediterranean Sea. I guess directly cutting them off here. And then to make matters worse, we can see that the Brits make a naval landing up in the north, and they have secured their own region up in the north. The Germans continue their push, who now want to meet up with the Italians, and the Italians also push in, eventually meeting up with the Germans, where now we have this kind of a front line. The Spanish now start to push up, and if you're guessing why the French are not pushing back, first of all, this was a surprise attack. Second of all of these four countries combined have a lot more troops than France, so yeah, the Brits continue their push down. Their goal is to get to the capital city of Paris. Eventually, we can see that the Germans also make a spearhead, and the Spanish and the Germans were able to meet up here. These parts of France surrender, and eventually a combined Italian, German, and Spanish force now pushes up. Both the Brits and the Spanish want to push towards the capital city of Paris, and after a very bloody battle, Paris eventually fell. So did the surrounding regions. These parts surrender. Corsica was taken. The UK once again makes a naval landing in Brittany, taking Brittany out. And when the remaining parts of France see that they lost their capital city, everyone is pushing in, and now they have to fight on two fronts. They just go ahead and surrender, as they had no options left. And this peace negotiation is gonna be very hideous. So let's see. Oh yeah, wow. So in a peace negotiation, we can see that all of these parts of France were completely annexed by the Spanish. The UK took Brittany, as well as these parts. Germans didn't take too much, but still that's a lot. Corsica is now Italian, and French Guyana is now Spanish Guyana. To make matters worse, after some time, the Spanish vassalized the country, thus completely crippling France. Pretty unfortunate for those guys, and after expanding this much, we can see that the Spanish send an ultimatum to Algeria, demanding some territories from the country, and if the Algerians were to say no, it wasn't just the Spanish that they would have to worry about. This would be the case. And so, yeah, I'm so sorry to all of my Algerian viewers. These are pretty much the main regions of Algeria, but yeah, they had no choice. The Spanish now want to go on another military campaign. Now at this point, they're at their peak, and if they take out a country in no time, that wouldn't be a surprise. But yeah, they basically declare war on Greece to have better control over the Mediterranean Sea. And yeah, let's see now. Well, as I said, these guys became way stronger than they were before, so they make a naval landing down in the southern parts. The Greeks are unable to push these guys back, heavily outnumbered, outmanned, outgunned, out-technologied even, and they were pushed back all the way up. Crete was taken out, and to make matters worse for these guys, Turkey joins the war, not helping out the Spanish but kinda doing their own thing. They now start to push into Greece, securing the northern regions, eventually taking out Thessaloniki. The Spanish see this, and they take out the capital city of Athens, and now it's a race between the Turks and the Spaniards on who can get more land. And eventually, the remaining parts of Greece surrender. The Spanish and the Turks meet up, and they're gonna be drawing some new borders here. And yeah, in a peace negotiation, we can see that all of these parts of Greece were taken by Turkey. The remaining country is taken by the Spaniards, and this is the Spanish Empire at its peak. So this is going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me what you guys want to see in the future. Thank you for watching.